When we think of murderers or serial offenders, we often imagine adults with long histories of trauma or mental instability. But throughout modern history, there have been rare and shocking cases where very young individuals committed serious crimes. Children whose innocent appearance hid a darker side. Today, we explore the 9 youngest killers in the world. This video focuses only on verified facts, court outcomes, and how each case impacted society and the justice system.
They told you the story. We tell you the truth. Welcome to Factslicks.
"15-year-old Alisa Bustamante, at age 15, committed a crime that shocked her small community in Missouri. Despite her friendly photos online, people later discovered worrying signs in her social media activity. She had expressed dark thoughts and often posted disturbing messages. Her actions drew national attention, and the court ruled that she understood the seriousness of what she did. She was sentenced as an adult, and her case sparked debates about juvenile mental health and early warning signs in teenagers. "14-year-old Joshua Phillips from Florida became widely known in the late 1990s after his neighbor, 8-year-old Maddie Clifton, went missing. Joshua even joined the community search efforts, which made the discovery even more shocking. When police eventually found evidence linking him to the crime, Joshua confessed. He was sentenced to life in prison, and his case became one of the most discussed examples of how the legal system handles young offenders. "13-year-old. Eric Smith was 13 when he caused the death of a much younger boy named Derek Roby in 1993. During the investigation, specialists found that Eric struggled with emotional and behavioral disorders. The court ruled that he was responsible for his actions and sentenced him accordingly. For many years, Eric appealed for release, but his requests were repeatedly denied. His story often appears in discussions about the treatment of minors with mental health challenges. Curtis and Catherine Jones were siblings who became the youngest children in the United States to be convicted of second-degree murder. They claimed they acted out of fear and long-term family issues. Both were sentenced to juvenile detention and served many years before being released as adults in 2015. Their case is frequently brought up when discussing child protection and family intervention systems. At just 12 years old, Paul Henry was charged as an adult after being involved in the death of his friend's stepfather. According to reports, the group of kids had planned to run away from home, but the situation escalated in a tragic direction. There were later protests and debates about what truly happened and whether a 12-year-old should face adult sentencing. Despite the controversy, Henry received a life sentence. Lionel Tate became the youngest person in U.S. history to receive a life sentence without parole. The incident happened when he was just 12, and at first he claimed it was an accident during play. However, the injuries discovered during the investigation were considered too severe to be accidental, and the court ruled that Lionel understood the consequences. His sentence was later changed to house arrest, but after violating the terms, he returned to prison. His case remains one of the most referenced in discussions about how to judge minors in violent incidents. Andrew Golden and Mitchell Johnson carried out one of the earliest school shootings in American history. They planned the attack together and targeted their school, leading to a national debate about bullying, mental health, and school safety. Because of their young age, they received juvenile sentences rather than life sentences. Andrew was released years later, while Mitchell continued to serve time for later offenses. Mary Bell is one of the most infamous young offenders in the UK. At only 11 years old, she caused the deaths of 2 young boys in 1968. Investigators later learned she had grown up in a highly abusive environment. Mary served her sentence in a facility for young offenders and was released at age 23. She later became a mother and even a grandmother. Her identity today is protected under UK law due to the seriousness of the case and the public attention it drew. In 1993, 2 10-year-old boys, John Venables and Robert Thompson, caused the death of 2-year-old James Bulger in Liverpool. The case shocked the entire world. Security cameras showed the boys leading James away from a shopping center, and the investigation quickly identified them as the suspects. Both were sentenced in juvenile facilities until adulthood, and later released with new identities. Their case remains one of the most controversial in British criminal history. Outro: these 9 stories are rare, but powerful reminders that serious crimes are not always committed by adults. Each case raised difficult questions about mental health, parenting, social systems, and how the justice system should handle minors. Understanding these events helps us recognize the importance of early intervention, mental health support, and strong community awareness. In many of these cases, the public reaction was intense, not only because of the ages involved, but because society struggled to understand how someone so young could make such destructive choices. Researchers often note that early childhood experiences, social environment, and lack of support can influence a child's behavior more deeply than most people realize. Today, many justice systems aim to balance accountability with the possibility of rehabilitation, especially for minors who still have the potential to change. These stories are tragic reminders that prevention, awareness, and proper guidance can play a crucial role in protecting both young people and their communities. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and support the channel for more content like this.